thinking about it this week. I was like, do I really want to review these comments? Do I want to look at them? Good morning, salty old dog. How you doing? Do I want to review them? Do I want to look at them? And I decided, you know what? I might as well, because it gave me a good idea for a stream topic. And that topic right now is going to be MGTOWs have become the NPCs of the Manosphere. So as you see on the upper box there's a slideshow of the comments that I got from some people on my video. And I also printed them out, and I'm going to read them off to you this morning. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it. So without further ado, let's get started. The first comment comes from someone named Borfu. Now, I'm thinking, and my gut's telling me that this is a sock account for Igor MGTOW, or it's just a sock account for some sperg out there. But let's get started. So Borfu says in his first comment, "Aren't you the ugly, overweight guy that made videos criticizing women for being overweight? You look like an incel, and you live off of welfare and Skid Row. I'm glad you got Cushing's disease, well deserved." Oh my god, too funny. Too friggin' funny. I mean, that is hilarious. You know, when people leave comments like that, you know you're living rent-free in their heads. And he left another comment. In this comment, it goes as follows. "Too bad you didn't die when you went to the ER. At least you got permanent heart and kidney damage to shorten your life, which is good. A loser shouldn't give life advice to men." Well, Borfu, I got some bad news for you. My condition is completely reversible. My heart's healed significantly since last year. I'm taking multivitamins, minerals, CoQ10. I'm watching what I eat. I'm laying off of soda. And also, I got some bad news for you too. Some people say kidney disease can be reversed. My numbers are going down kidney-wise, so I'm continuing to get better. Tough luck for you, shitball. Anywho. The next comment is from Lord Thunder, and this one's a really good one. "MGTOW is misogyny. It's a moral duty to hate who oppresses you, aka femoids. Your Sinatra music sucks like you collaborationalist mangina." Well, okay, MGTOW, well, at least the version of MGTOW I walked into is not misogynistic. It's not about hating women. It's about understanding female nature. It's about living the best life you could possibly live for yourself. It's about eschewing marriage, long-term commitments, having kids, and shacking up with a broad. It's not about misogyny. So this Lord Thunder guy, he sounds like an incel, and the reason why he sounds like an incel is because he used the term femoids, and that's a term that's common in the incel circles. So this guy's definitely an incel. What did I tell you? MGTOW's been invaded by spergs, incels, alt-right wackos, white nationalists, and wackos in general. The space has been taken over. It's like when a cancer cell goes into a healthy cell and it kills the healthy cell, then it metastasizes and spreads. And that's what happens. Cancer spread in the MGTOW space. It's metastasized. I don't think there's any way we're going to get the MGTOW space back from these spergs, so it's time to move on. But while I'm moving on, I'm going to have a little fun with these last clowns because I like living rent-free in their heads. New Era MGTOW Monk says, "Here it is. Enjoy watching your verbal ass whipping. You earned it." And by the way, New Era MGTOW Monk, this guy put out a spurgy video about me, which was, and I didn't even really watch it. I just kind of fast forwarded it through the highlights, and I saw pictures of this guy. This guy looks like a fucking 60-year-old crackhead. I mean, he looks like he's smoking. He's either recovered from smoking crack or he still is smoking crack, but he looks like a 60-year-old crackhead that's living on the street. Larry Piper says, "Grizzly Rising, one characteristic you seem to have is tearing the male gender apart. We should all be bonding together, not fighting among ourselves. I don't know if you have any kids, but how can anyone age 49 condemn and get upset with younger guys that are wrestling with their biological urges? Did you not go through these stages? I know I sure did. If you want to see men succeed, then it's time to use your anger energy to get along, not to destroy. I know you said you want to help younger guys. This isn't help. I too want to help younger guys, which is why I'm sending you this comment. Dissension does nothing but help the feminists. Is that what you are doing? I doubt that that is your intention, but that indeed is what is happening. We need more bonding and less thin skins." So, well, for one thing, I am in a way helping him with this commentary. I'm warning him about these spergs, not to listen to him, not to take him seriously, not to listen to this internet sewing circle that has Portuguese mental patient in it, Desert Trash Man, Mike the MGTOW meth head, Mr. Elite, Igor MGTOW, 13-year-old kid, has no business being a MGTOW because he hasn't even popped his cherry. I don't even think the little bastard's shaving. I'm worrying about their internet sewing circle and the fact that they're just online jackassing around in their little circle, MGTOW circle jerk. And I'm not, Larry Piper didn't leave a bad comment. I mean, it was actually a very constructive comment, though I disagree with it. It was very constructive, but I figured I'd include it in here. So, and of course, the one and only Portuguese Mayhem says, the community will not forget these words, you traitor. Question. How can someone go their own way be a traitor? Riddle me that, Batman. Riddle me that. I mean, how can someone be a traitor if they're going their own way? That doesn't make any sense. And what he, in essence, is saying, and this is a tacit admission, that MGTOW has become a cult. Steve Lucas says in the chat, remember the useful MGTOW knowledge prior to 2017 and move on? MGTOW is corrupted with the spergs. Absolutely correct. And it saddens me. I mean, I am kind of doing this with joy because I like reading these comments and watching these people spurg. It is a wonderful thing to be able to live rent free in somebody's head. But these guys are literally flipping out. They're getting triggered. And hence, that's why MGTOW have become the NPCs of the Manosphere. Now, this next comment comes from Jimmy James. Let's see what he has to say. Here are some questions for you. Why do you care about MGTOW if you left MGTOW? Who cares if the majority of MGTOW are really incels? I do, actually. P.S. Eastern Europe allowed women to vote, so it's only a matter of time. He forgot to put before those countries go to shit. Well, I'm bringing it up because there's a lot of decent MGTOW content producers out there like Sunrise Hoodie, TFM, Happy Humble Hermit, Whiskey Stills a Tumbleweed, Sandman puts out good stuff. Sandman's really especially good when it comes to teaching new guys coming into the Manosphere and helping them get further red-pilled. Who else is it? Coach Greg Adams has good content out there. He produces very good content. Very polished, very articulate, smart. His presentation's on point. And those are just a couple of what I would call the more, well, and I don't even like using the term, but fuck it, I'm going to use it. Rational MGTOW. These guys are not rational. They are crazy up their ass, with the craziest one being Portuguese mental patient. Lord with 2 zeros, Adgeduck or whatever the fuck his name is, says, at least incels don't pretend that it is voluntary, whatever the fuck that means. I mean, please, if you could elaborate a cuck adjunct, that would be great. Nick Knight says, if you were insulted by what this ass clown is saying, then you are not a true MGTOW. You're probably an incel or a beta male soy boy pussy. So I'm an ass clown because I have the courage and guts and fortitude to police my own people and point out stuff when somebody's wrong. I'm a down the line guy. I don't just play favorites. Oh, MGTOW's doing something wrong. I'm not going to call him out. Of course I'm going to call him out. That's what you're supposed to do. And here's one. MGTOW Grim Reaper. Ooh. Booga, 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 booga. We got a tough guy here. So this guy says, the new big channels talk about silly things. Listen to you talking about how men should wear their beards. Yeah, don't be a fucking slob. Don't go out the door looking like a fucking homeless man or remember the Manson family with a scraggly ass unkept beard. And once again, new era MGTOW monk, the 60-year-old crackhead, we should call him new era MGTOW crackhead, says, you have made a serious mistake. Your attack on my red pill brothers got my attention and others already know what happens next. Ooh, I'm pissing my pants at this guy. Yeah, Trav did keep the message real, since the early days. He's been out a lot longer than I have. Continuing on with this Spurs comment. Make sure you're wearing fresh Depends and stand by. I'm just quaking in fear. I can't sleep at night because of this guy's comment. I'm so scared. I'm just so scared to the, core of my being. Then we have one from Demobot, and he definitely is a bot. You're worse than a woman, wallowing in gossip and half-truths. Remember this. No matter what you say or do, MGTOW is not only here to stay, but it's growing by leaps and bounds, thanks to feminist crazies. All you're doing is wasting your time making pathetic videos and criticizing men who couldn't give any less shit. Learn how to do grammar, bro. Than a constipated simp. Yeah, it's growing by leaps and bounds of all the weirdos, crazy people, Elliot Roger knockoffs, spergs, alright assholes, and scumbags. Okay, growing by leaps and bounds, let me see. Gossip. Well, dude, you're engaging in the same behavior, Demobot. You're acting like a bitch. You're acting like a complete and total bitch. I mean, look in the mirror, brah. You got a bad case of bitch brain syndrome, and you're being an NPC. Hence, MGTOWs have become the NPCs of the Manosphere. So, you know, and I'm going to continue on. I'm almost done. This is going to be a quick one. Truth Seeker 101 says, you claim you're not anti-MGTOW, yet the majority of your comments are coming from anti-MGTOWs. That's very suspicious and rather contradictory. And yes, I could point them out. Alright, you go for it, Inspector Gadget, aka Truth Seeker 101. Must Know says, so basically what brought this simp back from under his mom's ass is that he came to White Knight for some anti-MGTOW cunt on YouTube. Well, actually, you're wrong about that because Rose is not an anti-MGTOW. She supports the Manosphere. She agrees with a lot of the talking points. She's just like, she's anti-Spurg because what you assholes did, your little internet sewing circle did, was you came out of the blue and just attacked her because she was making content with the MGTOW label in it, and you went the fuck off. You got triggered because a woman was talking about MGTOW stuff, sorry. And that sets you off because you think women shouldn't be able to talk about it on YouTube. Well, I got some news for you. YouTube is, well, in name only, really, because YouTube does censor the fuck out of people. But in theory, YouTube is an open space for everybody to come and say their piece on whatever subject they want to talk about. You could agree or disagree with it. You can make response videos, debunking the arguments and deconstructing the arguments. But you can't stop someone from talking about that, talking about a certain subject. For example, I talked about vaping last week. I don't have a vaping channel. I don't review products, but I put it in my 2 cents worth. It didn't get a lot of views, but I guess that's kind of to be expected because I don't have an audience that's in the vaping. It's not the theme of this channel. But I was still able to talk about it. People from the vaping community didn't come in and comment bomb my comment section and thumbs down my video because I talked about vaping. The same way, let's say if I wanted to throw my 2 cents in on baseball and I wasn't a baseball player, I could still have an opinion about baseball and state it. Just like liberals could go ahead and take a shit on the military. They're categorically wrong. However, they have a right to spew their stupid nonsense. And I can't come in here and say, well, you're not in the military, so you don't get to say anything. That's bullshit. Must Know chimes in again. Yeah, I used to watch one Stardust video right after I watched the Thinking Ape video, and I also remember Sandman when he started in 2015 laughing my fucking ass off. Get the fuck out of here. Fake ass piece of simp shit. I still remember your very first anti-MGTOW video, Blue Pill Spur. Hence, my meme of the NPC saying simp, cuck, mangina, white knight over and over again. He's a Must Know is another NPC. And then we got Black MGTOW. Cut the lukewarm BS, Grizzly. Just about all of us MGTOW know that you are a full-fledged anti-MGTOW. Who are you fooling? And the last one is Kenny Young, says Bozo the anti-MGTOW clown. And that right there, that small sampling right there, just gives you further proof that MGTOWs have become the NPCs of the Manosphere. They mouth the same talking points, they have no discernment, and that's the key here. All the stuff we talk about, hypergamy, gynocentrism, the fact that women have broken the social contract, the fact that the family courts absolutely put men through the ringer and destroy their lives, that's all true. And we talk about the self-entitled nature of women, the fact that they think they're God's gift to humanity, and that you should be happy with a 300-pound land whale that's 5'5". all that's true, but the problem is there's no discernment. And these clowns, they're just like, women bad. And if you say anything good about a woman, if you're friends with a woman, all of a sudden you're a beta male, blue pill simp, cuck mangina, white knight. They have no discernment. They just mouth the talking points that their call leaders give them. And these are the same type of guys, these incels, these beta boys, beta butt boys, more like it. They're the same ones sucking Chris Cantu's dick back in 2017. They're the same ones sucking MGTOW 101's dick back in 2017. Oh yeah, by the way, the only reason MGTOW 101 got so many subscribers, hi Cassandra. The only reason why MGTOW 101 got so many subscribers is because he bought them. He didn't get them through his own efforts or his own content. And he really didn't even make really much of his own content. He just took clips from other people and used them in his videos, and that was it. No original content, no nothing. Then you had Chris Cantu and the Cantu Cuck Squad, which a lot of these guys belong to. He was just trying to sell stuff and get people to donate to his Patreon, and he was just shilling. So when those two fucked off into the nothingness of the internet, of social media, they found some other spergs to glow them onto, and this is what these guys do. It's like they're roving, they're the MGTOW flying monkeys. And when Mike the MGTOW moron, Mike the meth head, Mike the methyl addict, Mike the drunk, I mean, I can go on all day with his comments, did his videos about PUA purge and chameleon purge, all these flying monkeys, all these sycophants, they went rolling over to people's channel and started bombing their comment section with those hashtags. I mean, these people can't think through themselves. They have no they have no fucking discernment. They can't think through. This is their personality. This is the focus of their life. Cody Ford says, "Can we, as men, just stop being drama whores like cucks and women? Also, fuck the Puritans who say who is and isn't a real MGTOW." I really don't have a problem with that comment whatsoever. I mean, there are some guidelines for MGTOW. One is no long-term relationships, no marriage, no cohabitation, no getting a woman pregnant, and generally MGTOW men don't go around white knighting, cucking, and simping for women. Now, there's a difference between cucking, simping, white knighting for a woman and being a mangina. If a woman's in the right and you say she's in the right and she is actually in the right, then that is not any of those things. That's called showing discernment. That's called making an educated decision based on the facts and evidence that's presented. It's not following program, because we get on these guys, these cucks, these simps, these manginas, soy boys, etc., on and on and on. But these so-called masculine, chest-beating MGTOW men, they do the same thing. They mouth the same NPC talking points that they've been programmed. And the problem is, and I talk about this quite a bit, is I have a feeling like these guys, these spergs, they don't have any sort of core identity, in my opinion. They don't have a core. They don't have an identity. So what they do is they glom onto something like MGTOW, and that becomes their identity. It's the same as a vegan, or I don't know if you've ever, quote unquote, the Insufferable Personalities Convention, vegans, people who ride bicycles. What's up, Massage Genie? How you doing? They glom onto that hobby or that activity, and that becomes them, as opposed to becoming part of them. Like I said, I'm a red-pilled man. That's a part of my identity. It's not my total identity. I'm not assumed by it. The same people who are like real gun nuts, who are into firearms, and I'm not saying people in general who collect firearms, who shoot, who are really good at it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ones that becomes their entire identity. That's the only thing that they have. They don't have any other aspects to them. You can't talk about another subject with them without them either glazing over or becoming irritated, because they don't have an identity. And I believe anybody's able to fall into this trap, especially if you're someone that lacks introspection, if you don't have your own identity to begin with, then you're susceptible to this kind of crap. Same old Massage Genie, just going in on these MGTOW spergs, because these spergs have once again have proven that MGTOWs are the NPCs of the Manosphere. Not all, of course, and I went into great detail earlier in the stream to separate those who are and who are not. They're cultists. They get subsumed into a cult of personality, and they go in videos, mouthing their talking points, kissing these guys' asses, no matter if they're wrong or if they're right. Yeah, thank you, Salty Old Dog. I appreciate that. It's good to be back. Now, if I could just get more subscribers and get my numbers up, I'd be cooking with gas. So yeah, and that's kind of a warning too. Don't get subsumed into a cult of personality. Have your own identity. It's something that you can actually, in my humble opinion, you can work on. Don't be just one thing, you know. Have other things you're interested in. I have other hobbies that I want to do and I would like to do down the road. I don't want to just be Mr. Red Pill guy or Mr. Manosphere guy. I want to do other stuff. I want to be able to talk about other things. I have other channels. Now, currently, my Grizzly 907 LA channels is on hiatus because I have my videos set to private. Just due to the fact that lib traders have wanted to come in and false flag my videos down. But I do have some of that content up on BitChute, and that's where I'll be uploading some of my more controversial stuff, so I don't have to deal with it. OBZen said, Steve Hoka had a stream with Mike the MGTOW Dusthead. Naturally, a complete dumpster fire. I'm sure it was because Spurs of a feather flock together. That's kind of like having a stream of Cuck Eli. You know, it's going to be a shit show right out the gate, so you just don't even worry about it. So I think I've belabored this point long enough.